Today, let's talk about a truly fundamental topic. This content is provided by the Buddhist Action Association of Australia. It invites us to explore how we should live when we know that life has an end. This sharing is special because it begins with a story from an ancient scripture and then, through the teachings of a contemporary master, helps us understand what this ancient story can inspire in us today. Okay, let's get straight to the point. First, let's discuss a fact that all of us, no matter who or where we are, face together. The script begins with a thought-provoking idea. We all ultimately walk toward the same ending, don't we? But the crucial thing is the path you take. This path determines the scenery of your entire journey. Will you walk it with anxiety, only for yourself? Or will you walk it with light and joy, striving for everyone's sake? Well, this metaphor is beautiful, isn't it? Your life is like the winding of a clock slowly unwinding, or the oil in a lamp burning little by little. It's telling us that time waits for no one. Tick-tock, every second is moving toward that end. Because of this, every choice we make during this limited time is truly so important. So the question is, since the end is destined, how should we live? This teaching doesn't give us a direct, standard answer. Instead, it uses a very powerful story to let us experience it for ourselves. Let's see how this ancient scripture answers this great question through this story. The story begins on the vast ocean. A great merchant master, along with his crew, sets sail. Their ship is full of hope, heading to find legendary treasure. Doesn't that sound like the beginning of an adventure movie? But, like many stories, the journey isn't always smooth sailing. Suddenly, a massive storm hits. Their old ship can't withstand it and is shattered into pieces. Everyone is thrown into the turbulent sea. Well, the situation takes a sharp turn, becoming a matter of life and death. Just when everyone is about to give up, 5 merchants struggling in the water see the great merchant master and cry out with their last ounce of strength. Amid the strong winds and huge waves, their cries for help sound truly desperate. You see, at this moment, the great merchant master is actually safe. He's holding onto a life buoy, but he hears the cries of those people. This is the key point of the story, isn't it? A moment of choice. Do you save yourself, or do you respond to the suffering of others? What happens next is truly shocking. The great merchant master thinks to himself, the sea won't let a corpse in. If I sacrifice myself now, these 5 people will surely survive by holding on to my body. Think about it. In that life and death situation, he could be so calm, think so logically, and his thoughts were completely for others. And he actually didn't. He called the 5 people who were about to drown to him and told them to hold on tight. Then he drew his sword and took his own life. He used his body to become a life-saving ship. Just as he thought, his body, carrying the 5 survivors, drifted and drifted until it finally reached a shoal. All 5 were saved. You think the story ends here? Not yet. The most shocking part comes afterward. The Buddha then said, do you know, that great merchant master was actually me in one of my past lives. And the 5 people who were saved later became my first 5 disciples. My goodness, isn't this connection amazing? An ancient act of compassion directly initiated a path that has influenced thousands of years of history. Okay, the story is told. It's very moving, right? But what does it have to do with us? We're not a great merchant master. So next, your contemporary master gave us very practical guidance on how to apply this spirit in our lives. First, the master helps us clarify a concept. What is great compassion? It's not just feeling, oh, they're so pitiful. It's not a feeling. It's an active desire to help others resolve their suffering. This is important. It's about action. However, the master also reminds us that sometimes when we do good deeds, our motives may not be so pure. Our hearts may be mixed with some impurities. For example, is there a little greed, a desire for a reward? Or is there a little arrogance, thinking we're great? Or is it even born out of jealousy? We should constantly reflect on our own hearts regarding these things. So what should we do? It's actually very simple. The master says there's no need to think too grandly. Start with the smallest things. First, do something for the people closest to you, like your parents, and do it silently, not to get praise. Then, when you get used to it, slowly expand this heart to everyone else, from family to friends to all beings. There's a great saying here. Those who can't let go of their status and always think they are high and mighty can never be truly great. On the contrary, those who can truly lower themselves to serve others are the truly great ones. This sounds a bit contradictory, right? But if you think about it carefully, when we are willing to bend down for others, that's when we are at our truest. Okay, after all this, let's return to ourselves. This is the most important part. Let's first think about what the great merchant master the Buddha's past self did in the story. That kind of compassion, that kind of self-sacrifice. Wow, what a great state of being. Then, let's turn back and look at ourselves. This isn't about criticizing yourself, not about saying, why haven't I done any of that? It's just about looking at what we are doing now, gently and honestly. So, in the end, this entire sharing doesn't give you a standard answer. It only leaves a very simple but powerful question to ask you, and to ask myself. Today, just today, what one small thing can you do for someone else? It doesn't have to be something grand, just one small thing. Because that great path that transcends life and death actually begins with these small things, one after another.